Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to a 0 hour game. Today we've got FreeStyler against Thor on Tournament Desert. We've got Stealth, Cyan color, Thor in the south, in the red in the north. We've got Air Force General, FreeStyler. So I believe Thor is a player called Google. If you're familiar with players on 0 hour, I believe it is a guy called Google. That's what people are saying on the forums. Back on the beloved Tournament Desert. Can't ever get away from Tournament Desert. We're on the No Cars Edition. Just in case you don't know what the No Cars Edition is, it's where the Terror cars get removed. There's usually one there and one there to stop GLA being overpowered in the beginning against mostly China's, also against USA. Mostly China's, though. You can pick off both dozers sometimes from with those two Terror cars, so they have been removed. We did have a Warp Factory being made, which has now been cancelled. A little bit of a weird build order from Thor. I think he's going for quick oils, it looks like. So he is building rebels, and then I'm going to go and capture this. It's got a tunnel on the right hand side. Tunnel on the right hand side, going to try and capture the enemy's oil. I got a tunnel in the centre. Garrison both of them buildings, going to make it pretty hard to get through. That V's is a little bit too late and actually going to get pushed back. FreeStyler usually likes to do a drop in the base and run over some workers, but actually he hasn't done that this game, so could have actually probably paid off. Tuck the dozer behind there, the RPG's got to come close and then they can get run over, so yeah, Google now going for the oils. If you just get both of them oils, that's going to put him at a massive advantage, capturing the enemy oil and yours. It's 1,000 straight away, and then you get 200 from each oil every single 12 seconds, I think it is. So every 1 minute, I think you're getting 2k. So yeah, FreeStyler in a bit of a predicament now. What I would probably do in this situation is drop the V's in the enemy's base, try and cause some damage to the base and the supplies, but he's choosing not to do that. He's actually choosing to try and fight off these RPGs and the tunnels. He's going to do an okay-ish job. Actually, no, a pretty bad job because he's lost 2 V's there. These Chinooks haven't been collecting the whole time. He did overstep as well, so the RPGs didn't. The RPGs weren't fully blocked, so he did pick off a few Vs. So yeah, he's in a pretty bad situation now. Thor is, or Google, is creeping forward with his tunnels. There's still no arms dealer from the Cyan player. Both oils still captured. Remember, it's 2,000 every minute that goes by, so you can see the timer in the top right. We've got this tunnel on the left. We've got loads of tunnels in the centre. 2 V's have been picked off. V count isn't actually that high. We've got Rangers coming out. I assume he's going to be on flashbangs. Got a number of RPGs creeping slowly forward there. I don't know if FreeStyler's spotted that or not. He's clearing up some of these in the centre. Google now going for 2 arms dealers. Presume he's going to be spamming loads of quads, maybe technicals. One Chinook has been picked off. This is going to go down pretty fast as well. FreeStyler a little bit confused, doesn't quite know what to do. He's completely encircled at this point. But it's just sitting in his base waiting for the enemy just to collect even more and more money. It's not probably the right thing to do. He needs to be at least acting and doing something. So Google now taking a 4th supply, so 4 supplies and 2 oils. Very, very strong. Loads of RPGs. This left hand side is going to get cleaned up a little bit. He has got a unit in there, so does help him defend on that left hand side a little bit. We've got RPGs in the centre now. But they're just evacuated at the wrong time because now these V's can push forward and kill that tunnel. Power is going to get taken out though. Is FreeStyler already building a new power? Nope. You want to start, if you're ever going to lose your power, you want to start building the power before it goes down, because when you lose the power, your new power will start building at half the rate, so you want to start building it first, really, so you can get it back up ASAP. V's have done a really good job clearing it up. I don't think he's lost any units there. He's cleared out that bunker. Is he going to capture that, or is he going to kill it? I think he needs to kill it ASAP, really. Plenty of RPGs here, so even with flashbangs, these V's are going to get pushed back. One V does go down, 2 units evacuated, another 3 units evacuated there for another V, I think. I don't think they needed to be evacuated. But actually, if he can pick off this palace, it's actually not in too bad of a situation. The arms dealers are now up, but I'm not quite sure what units he's making out of there. McKay is making combat cycles. Don't know if he's going to go for a base capture, or if he's just messing around at this point. He has had to cancel that palace and rebuild it, so that slowed him down quite a bit. If he was able to get Buggies out, Buggies and quads are going to beat USA all day long. More and more combat cycles coming out, so I think he's going to try and pick off these V's with combat cycles. You don't usually want to do that, so you can imagine the Kugel at this point is just messing around, or just toying around with his enemy. We do have combat cycles coming up here, so FreeStyler would have spotted these now. You've got to remember these combat cycles are stealthed, so they can creep up on these V's because they've got drones and these rockets. They've got really weak HP. These combat cycles, really nice carpet. So these combat cycles are going to get picked off really easy. RPGs coming out now. These V's probably overstayed their welcome, overstepped their mark a little bit. Loads of RPGs have gone down now. 2 V's remain. We've got a fire base here to defend. And the supply has been rebuilt, but he's still got this oil on the right hand side. FreeStyler has taken the enemy's oil though. Google is creeping forward with tunnels, but loads of combat cycles are now, so these are 500 a piece. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6,000's worth of bikes there, and they're pretty useless, to be honest. This is quite a big investment, but you can imagine that he's just messing around and thinks he's in a comfortable situation to win, which he may well be. Actually, it's looking pretty grim for FreeStyler. The bikes are taking out some V's, but you see these bikes go down really easy, and loads of bikes went down all for 1 V, so not the greatest of engagements. So you see these combat cycles, even though there was loads of them, they've all gone down there, and that V has now got to heroic status. Trying to capture that is going to force Google to sell. Google's still on this oil on the right hand side, loads of tunnels in the center. He has invested quite a lot of money into tunnels and into combat cycles, so although it was looking amazing for him, it's not looking as good now, but he's still in a really strong position. We've got a rebel coming over here to try and capture this probably back. 1 V does go down, but not before 2 or 3 cycles go down. And there is a flashbang ranger in there too, so this rebel has to be careful. It's probably going to be denied, to be honest, unless he sends like a tech over there or something. Only 2 workers collected in there. This one's about to mine out. You're still collecting from the center, only on 5k now. Nice Spectre gunship taking out the supply center, or supply stash rather. This one is about to mine out the supply. Ranger does defend that, so FreeStyler is now still on 1 oil, so pretty well. Going pretty well for him. Behind this, he does have 2 fire bases on this right hand side. The dozer's nice and snug. There, nice and defended. It's nicely defended. But FreeStyler probably is going to run out of money soon, because I mean, he actually is collecting from the center, but this supply over here has run out. Google or Thor is doesn't have any quads at the moment. I don't think he can see that either. So yeah, he's just managing to collect just outside of the division. I mean, the Chinooks are coming through there, but I don't think Google is paying attention or has seen that. So FreeStyler virtually still on 2 supplies. He's still collecting from there and on 1 oil, so he's actually economically not in a bad situation, and he has got a decent number of Vs out. We are going to see Buggies and quads come out now though, which should be wrecking the Vs. Don't know where the Buggies are. I'm sure I saw 2 Buggies before, so they need to be popping out. We do have a combat Chinook in the center. Quads are over here, taking out these Chinooks, stopping him from collecting. Don't know if the combat Chinook was quite a good idea, because you are against stealth. You don't know where the quads are going to pop out of. This whole area on the right is going to be cleaned up. We've still got combat cycles out, which I'm not sure I'm too keen on, to be honest. As we saw before, economically they're a massive waste. But yeah, Google probably is still far ahead though, in the sense that he is capturing 1 oil back. He did have this one, nice carpet coming in. Where is that? Taking out a tunnel to its tunnel form, as well as a quad. Another quad going to go down here. This combat Chinook is going to come in and force them Buggies to hide. We have a load more combat cycles, not combat Chinooks. We've got combat cycles versus combat Chinooks. Nice flashbang from FreeStyler. Clearing out that bunker on the right. He's going to have to run away with some of these Buggies now though. He's going to have to run away with that combat Chinook as well, actually. I don't know why. Even in the previous game where we saw him against Boyka, he's not very good with microing these Chinooks. Always losing them to a couple of quads, not the greatest. Behind this, FreeStyler is making supply drop zones. Nice little garrison there. Google's going to need a toxin tractor if he wants to clear that out. He's pushing forward with quads and with Buggies.
Low power.
Still loads of units in there. Probably wants to go in there now, because you can clear out pretty much this whole centre by just going in there. The Pathfinder's going to take out that. Meanwhile, the rockets can just clear up everything else. The Buggies are attacking even more though. The barracks is probably going to go down. We've got Colonel Burton coming out there, which is a pretty decent idea. Got 2 Pathfinders out, so that denies any Burton. Sorry, any Jarman rather. These Buggies want to just continuously be taking out these Vs. Got 1 market out, but no workers' shoes. Is that a real market? Yeah, I believe it is.
Has fallen.
So we've got another supply drop zone coming out. One thing FreeStyler's got to be careful of is that he doesn't build too many supply drop zones too fast and invest all his money in it. So we have a Colonel Burton inside the combat Chinook now. Don't really like that, to be honest, because even though the Colonel Burton did quite a bit of damage there, it's quite an expensive investment to put him inside there. You want to put rockets in there, really. Or rockets and Burton. You don't want to put Burton by himself, really. So 1 Chinook is going to get taken out. Meanwhile, FreeStyler is back on his own oil now. Google has taken the other one. That leaflet drop is a little bit premature, a bit too close to FreeStyler's base. This combat Chinook is going to go down again. FreeStyler never seems to achieve very much with his combat Chinooks. I don't know what he was doing. Burton was also inside there as well, so it's like a 2400 investment. That Buggy narrowly escapes with its life. There's the Pathfinder in there. It stopped the worker from building, and I think this toxin tractor probably won't be able to get there in time because of all them units inside of there are vetted up. And also he's got search and destroy. It has massive range. The toxin tractor is going to get taken out. So Google actually now not in that great of a situation. Economically, I think he probably is behind because the enemy FreeStyler does have 3 drop zones coming in. Actually, I thought that was a drop zone earlier. But what Google does have going for him is just the fact that he's got Buggies and quads, the stealth tunnels. He can just keep popping, picking off units. He's also got the bounty as well. So every few units that he kills is going to be a little bit more money in the bank. These pathfinders here need to be careful, they will be crushed. Carpet there completely misses the army, although it is going to take out that tunnel though, so it stops these units from retreating, and they've got to go all the way back, I think, to probably this tunnel now. Because that quad is vet 3, it's going to take down them MDs really easy. But now, I mean, there's only 2 buggies left. I don't know if Thor still has a palace. Actually quite a bit of money, so really just based on the amount of stuff that he's just killed, he should really still be winning this. The only thing that's a problem for him really is that massively loaded bunker there. He needs 2 toxin tractors if he wants to clear that out. But he really does need to clear it out, because otherwise he's forced to attack just in this this little section here. I feel that Google has been a little bit slow in attacking here. I know he's clearing this little bit out here, but he already did massive damage to FreeStyler. FreeStyler was on a very thin ice there. He was very close to being thrown out. I think he only had like 2 Vs and 1 missile defender at one point, but because Google's giving him so long to rebuild, more Vs and more missile defenders are coming out. Also, the support powers will be reloading. It's like the carpet and stuff. Nice laser locks there. Laser lock 2 quads. 2 quads are going to go down, but loads of missile defenders going down too. More nice laser locks. So all the quads have been taken out, and now the combat nuke is going to come in and clear up the rest of this. All the buggies going to go down. Don't know quite what Google was doing there. He probably could have escaped if he ran away. All of them, he could have at least escaped with like 1 or 2 of them. But actually it's looking pretty bad for Google now. He's probably regretting doing the combat cycles earlier now. So FreeStyler's now up to 4 supply drop zones. Google is now building his second black market. And he's actually going to go down as well to the Spectre gunship. It was a pretty bad Spectre gunship if you ask me. He probably should have attacked the one that's already built. Of course it is stealth, so he can't say that FreeStyler knows where that one was. But yeah, because the Spectre gunship attacked the one that was building, all Google has to do is press C to cancel it, and he gets his 2,500 back, and then he starts rebuilding it again. So Google losing a hell of a lot of stuff here to this bunker. That bunker has really paid off, and potentially maybe even a game-winning move by putting all of them units in that building. And that building alone has caused massive damage and massive problems for Google. It means he can't take over the center. He can't stop anything from pushing straight down the middle. He's kind of just forced to attack through this little area here. If he builds any tunnel close to this area, he's going to be taken out by this missile defenders. Of course, that has blown up now, that building, so he's gone inside of this one. It has got a few MDs still there, but there's loads of Vs out now. FreeStyler doesn't always like to fill his Vs right to the top. He usually just has like 1 full V and the rest empty. But actually here it's just like how many have we got? Like minimum 2 in each, apart from 1 of them. So actually a fairly strong army. Could be a little bit stronger if they were topped up a little bit more with more missile defenders. We've got 4 drop zones out. Got an A10 coming in. Actually not looking so great for Google now. A nice A10, hoping to bait an army. And actually Google does throw the towel in. And GG, FreeStyler takes it again. The last 3 games that I've watched, FreeStyler has won all of them. So maybe FreeStyler is the new king. I do think Google was messing around a little bit there with the not making a war factory for a hell of a long time, but mainly the combat cycles was bit like how should we call it? Bit of a troll move with the combat cycles. So yeah, units lost from Thor 170. Probably most of them is going to be the RPGs from the very beginning. Maybe a few workers and stuff. FreeStyler losing 95, so almost half the amount. Supply selected pretty close. It's created Google created the most, probably because it was on 2 war factories spamming combat cycles. Probably 60 of them is combat cycles by itself. So yeah, pretty good game. GG, and see you guys in the next video.